Hey, what is up, y'all? Super excited for the Black Friday Q4 Pin Ads event. If you have not run Pinterest ads yet, or you're wanting to, or you're excited about it, now is literally the perfect time. And I cannot wait to dive into all of these radical strategies with you guys. We're spending over $35 million a year profitably on Pinterest ads for our clients, helping them crush it with all different kinds of ad strategies. And today I'm going to give you the secret insider look into all the things that we're trying, the different types of campaigns, audiences, budgets. There's a ton of free information, free downloads, ad credits, and all that kind of stuff. You can message us or find us at pinsforprofit.com, or you can click some of the links below and we'll definitely get you all of your good freebies. And excited to get started. All right, y'all, welcome. Hey, if we haven't met yet, what is up? I'm Lindsay Shearer. I am the owner of Pins for Profit and Brand Ranks Media, and we help tons of amazing brands crush it on Pinterest. So if you've never tried Pinterest, you're new to the Pinterest game, you're in the right place, and we've got some really great testimonials and case studies and stories. Minus the tech, but that's okay. We got you covered for the next round. It's my goal to give you a clear understanding of the power of Pinterest as a paid ad channel. If you've never tried it, if you want to up your game, or you're ready to try it. And now is literally the perfect time because Black Friday and Q4 is where it's at for Pinterest. It's where it's at for marketing. We're definitely ramped up, ready to go. You still have plenty of time to get your account ready if you haven't started advertising on Pinterest yet. So wanted to make this available for you guys to get rocking. So also, we created an awesome A to Z guide to teach you how to start your pin ads for everything from your account setup, image review, all that kind of stuff with strategy, audiences, all that good stuff. And you can just drop a link in the comments and we'll get that sent out to you right away, either DM, email, whatever's easiest for you guys. Also, we have a bonus media credit if you have never run ads or you haven't run ads technically in the last 4 months or so. We can get you qualified for a $1,000 ad credit, aka $1,000 in ad spend to try Pinterest if you've never tried it before. So yay, I want to give you guys the opportunity to do that and help get some strategy so you're not just kind of throwing blind at it. So you can check us out at Pins for Profit, or you can just message us, comment, etc. below, and we'll get you rocking with that as well. And hey, if we haven't met yet, again, I'm Lindsay Shearer. Nice to meet you. I've been in digital marketing for as long as I can remember. I feel like it's in your blood. And I've tried every single possible thing you could ever try when it comes to marketing. And I fell in love very early on with SEO. And in the process of doing SEO, content strategy, and all that kind of stuff, I realized that our strategy that was at the beginning kind of arbitrary for Pinterest started having really crazy good results. So I was like, what's going on with this Pinterest algorithm? And then a couple years into that process, they launched their ad platform. And so I was an early adopter for the Pinterest ad platform, which is now becoming a more and more viable solution. So if you guys are experiencing all the stuff that's going on with iOS updates, if you're trying and testing a million things, you are not alone. I'm here to help. I've also done everything you can think of with mergers and acquisitions and equity transitions, and really trying to help brands scale quickly so that they can sell or get investors or merge, all that kind of stuff. I've spoken all over the world at over 350 different events, podcasts, all that kind of stuff, and taught on a lot of different things in digital marketing, but one of my favorites is Pinterest ads. So wanted to share some information with you guys, and Pinterest has literally been blowing up. The last 2 years has been radical. We're seeing some crazy results. And so I want to give you guys some really good takeaways so you can take actionable steps now if you're ready to try Pinterest as a new advertising channel. So want to definitely show you how it fits into a cross-channel advertising strategy. So if you've tried Facebook, Google, you're testing and trying other things, you're testing new offers, you're getting things to work, and you want to open new marketing channels, that's always the challenge of marketing and new offers, is getting new eyeballs on your offers. And so I want to teach you how Pinterest fits into that strategy, how to target the right buyers on Pinterest. It's a very unique platform. It's got a different type of buying behavior. So I want to give you guys some education on that so you know what to expect and how to structure your offers. Also how to launch your ads and use your shopping campaigns, because yay, I love shopping campaigns. They're some of my favorite campaigns on Pinterest. So definitely want to give you the heads up on how to use those. And give you strategies on how to scale. Pinterest can be difficult to scale especially if you're a newer advertiser and have never tried scaling before. It's a similar challenge sometimes that we'll see on Facebook or Google. You really got to use a lot of different types of tools and techniques to test things. And I also especially want to give you guys Q4 Black Friday specific campaign strategies. We've got some really good insider tips for that so that you can get started now and you can crush right away out of the gate. So, dun dun dun, why do we love Pinterest? It's amazing. It's a crucial time to be diversifying your ad spend cross-channel. If you've been marketing at all on Facebook and Google, you totally understand what's up with the iOS update. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. I'm going to dive deep in some of the ways that we're getting around some of that on Pinterest. And it's just no longer viable to be dependent on one or two marketing channels anymore. You really have to expand and broaden your horizons and really test and try a lot of new things in order to get those numbers that you're looking for so that your brand can be profitable. So, and there's a lot of growth still in emerging markets, especially for Q4 Black Friday. We did a bunch of polls and research on Google Trends and saw a lot of really good growth. So now is still a really good time. I get a lot of questions about the economy and all this kind of stuff. Well, people are still buying gifts, they're still spending money, and there's still a lot more optimism in the world than maybe you realize. So just want to encourage you that now is still a good time to advertise. As advertisers, we're always going to have to adapt. You're always going to have to learn new strategies. You're always going to have to try new things and deal with algorithms changing and things changing in the digital landscape. So don't get too stressed about that. There are always solutions for good advertisers, and there are always ways around finding good results. And one of them is on Pinterest. We are seeing crazy results. Here's a great example of one of our clients that was just running, they had only been up really for a couple months, and we were getting a 5x ROAS on a decent amount of spend. And so what that means is for every dollar they put in, they got $5.71 back. So who wouldn't want to keep ramping that up? It does take Pinterest a little bit longer to warm up, and we'll talk about some of the delayed attribution it's called, because the buying behavior is a little bit different. So what to expect in your process if you're getting your ads started, where you're at in the process of scaling and all of that good stuff. So maybe you've never tried Pinterest before and you're curious about the results, or maybe you feel like your product or service might be a good fit and you have no idea where to start. You're not alone, and you're not sure if you should hire someone or try and do it yourself. And maybe you've run ads on other channels and you've had some good tests and things like that. Or maybe you've tried Pinterest before and you have had maybe some not so good results, or you're not sure if your strategy was actually structured or designed for Pinterest buying behavior, which is very unique. And or you weren't patient enough for the strategy to actually work, that kind of thing. I would say that 100% of accounts I have audited have a massive room for growth potential. So if you had some weird results or non-results, etc., don't worry, you're not alone. There's definitely a solution. It just involves thinking differently and thinking outside of the box of maybe what you've been expecting for Facebook, Google, etc. But Pinterest does drive a major amount of high quality traffic. And no, it's not just for wedding planning anymore. So all the time people say to me, oh, my wife, she looks at hair products and stuff on there all the time. And is it even a platform for men and all this kind of stuff? Well, 40% of new users, 40% plus of new users are actually men. So if you have a product that is geared towards men and you want to test it, now is a great time to do that. We're seeing gifts for fathers. Gifts for Father's Day always do really well. Gifts for Christmas, holidays, anything that's going on end of the year, Black Friday, all of those good times are great times for products for men and women. And definitely you want to consider, how are you filling your funnels? What are your costs per lead? What is it costing you on Facebook and Google? And if you're wanting to try and test some other options and avenues to see if you can reduce those costs per leads, Pinterest is a really, really good option because it's very much this learner's mindset. It's more of a search engine. And so people are actually searching for solutions and they want to find solutions. So if you're creating and generating your content around those solution-based problems, you're going to get much cheaper traffic, higher quality leads, and you're not really doing disruptive marketing like you would be on Facebook, where people are getting on there to actually be social, and then you're kind of interrupting their scroll with an ad and saying, oh, hey, by the way, try this. Instead, people are actually going to Pinterest to plan their purchases. So they're excited about purchasing. And this number is actually even higher of the percentage of users that are using Pinterest to plan their purchases. So it's much more intention-based as that is going. And it's also a pre-search and discovery engine. So but I always like to use this example. Say you're going to remodel your living room. Before you would go to Amazon, Home Depot, any of those type of places online and actually like purchase a rug or a couch or something like that, you would go to Pinterest to get inspiration. What kind of a wall color do you want? What color rugs do you like? What color couches do you like? What kind of home decor are you looking at? Those types of things. So you're getting this pre-search and discovery engine, which creates a unique buying behavior situation. And so you've really got to use Pinterest like a search engine. So create solutions for your problems. You definitely need to have keyword strategies and search intention. And it's also a visual search engine. So you've got to have good images and you want to have a long-term staying strategy, because unlike Instagram or Facebook, where your posts maybe only lasts 24 hours, on Pinterest, they last forever. I have stuff that I pinned on my profile over 5 years ago that still gets leads every single month. So you can have really good high quality content that can last for a really long time. And so I kind of created this graphic to explain a little bit more to you. So before, again, you would go to Google, Amazon, etc., or a search engine, and you've already made your purchasing decision, you would go to Pinterest, possibly weeks, months, days before you make that decision. And it gives us this unique ability to influence shopping decisions before even maybe someone knows about your brand. 93% of searches are unbranded, which means if you have a brand new brand and no one's maybe seen a ton of it yet, that's great for Pinterest. People are still very excited about purchasing and they want to try new things and they're definitely looking for solutions. So you have this unique ability to influence shopping decisions at a time when other brands are not going to be in that placement if you have a good keyword strategy. And then you can retarget them on your other social channels, and possibly maybe they initially see it on Pinterest and then they purchase on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, etc., or Google, and they have already seen that brand awareness. We still get a ton of purchases on Pinterest as well. So don't think it's not also a conversion engine. It is. So, but just want to kind of educate you on this buying behavior. You're going to see what we call delayed attribution. Because Pinterest creates this unique opportunity where a person will see an image. Oh, I'm scrolling too quickly. So they'll see an image, they'll save it, and then they come back later and purchase. That time period, the time between seeing an image, saving it, and coming back and purchase, on average is between 14 and 20 days. Even if you have a smaller price product, because people are wanting to research. Pinterest is very trust and intention based. So definitely your brand wants to be building trust and educating and indoctrinating, if you want to call it that, where you're engaging with them via email and you're adding really good content, and then people are coming back and purchasing these, and they're saving things and planning their purchases and coming back later. And so Pinterest does create this unique opportunity for what we call delayed attribution, which shows up in our ads and it shows up in Ads Manager, and I'll explain a little bit more about how that happens on the ads over time too. Also, you have longer attribution windows because, like I said, the average time is 14 to 20 days from when a person is actually purchasing on Pinterest. So they may click and engage a little bit longer before they are actually purchasing. And so especially in the beginning, we want to give the algorithm enough data so that it will actually show you all the purchases. And it used to be that up until last year that you would have to get 50 purchases in 1 week time period to be able to even use certain types of campaigns on Pinterest. So that rule isn't true anymore, but I still like to use that as a good rule of thumb. Let's try and get 50 purchases in a week and see what it'll take to actually get that. And then we can optimize our best practices for the algorithm that way. And so again, we have this element of social media buying behavior plus search engine buying behavior. So you're able to target things like you would similarly on Facebook, where you can target interests. And then you can also target like you would on Google, where you can target different categories and things that people are interested in through keywords. Also, you definitely want to be searchable. You want to make sure your brand is coming up in search, similar to how you would have a good SEO strategy. And the cool thing about Pinterest is your followers do not necessarily equal your profits. You can definitely show up in search without having a million followers. We do it all day long with brand new accounts that have no followers, but we have really good search strategies similar to Google. You don't have any followers on Google, but you also can't save an image on Google and come back later unless you're bookmarking it and it's like awkward and clunky. That's one of the cool, beautiful things about Pinterest. And so you have this brand awareness plus direct response, like I was talking about earlier, where you're able to be possibly a brand that people either haven't seen yet or the Pinterest audience hasn't seen yet, and you're trying to drive them to actually purchase your product right away versus just saving that and coming back way, way later. You want to give them an incentive so that they are doing more of what we're used to seeing on Facebook and Google, which is considered more direct response or performance marketing, where we're seeing more of this last click model where people are actually in the same session seeing an image, engaging with the brand, and actually making a purchase right then. So that's our goal. Sometimes it takes longer, and then what kinds of brands are a fits for Pinterest ads? In general, trust is very important. So it's harder to make like drop shipping things work. There are certain things that are banned, like you can't sell firearms. There are a few things that are banned, but you can sell things like supplements and things that you have a harder time on Facebook with, but you definitely still want to address this customer journey and make sure that you're building trust. Some of the best types of brands that we're seeing are mom and baby brands. They do really, really good. Home decor does really good. I would say home decor and mom and baby brands are number 1 and 2. And then fashion, skincare, hair care, fitness does really well. Now is the perfect time if you have a product that's a really good gift for male or female. Those do really well. If you have a large amount of products, so if you're familiar with Facebook or Google ads, or I'm sure you've seen an ad before that's got a variety of different products kind of in your feed. It's called a feed, basically, where you can see multiple products coming through a selection or a carousel. So Pinterest does really well with those, and those are what we are considering shopping ads. Those are the ones that I love the most. So if you have a decent amount of products, we can definitely try shopping ads. We've done everything from info product software, lead gen, e-com. The biggest issue is most people don't really have a good, clear strategy because it's a newer platform. It requires a different way of thinking. I am blessed because I have a unique perspective. I had done mergers and acquisitions for so many years and helped brands build their brand up from nothing to sale very quickly. So I understand the value of being the very first look at a brand and how that builds this deeper psychological trust factor with your brand over time. And so maybe someone doesn't realize that they see your product again on a retargeting ad on Facebook, but they don't even remember that they saw that trust factor was actually implanted on Pinterest. So it's a very unique strategy, and that means you have to be more intentional with your content, more intentional with your media plan, more intentional with your buying, that kind of thing, media buying. And then for images, I love creating Pinterest images. Images still tend to convert better than video. You can definitely still do video. They're launching a ton of new types of ads, including idea pin ads, which are basically trying to compete with Instagram stories or Instagram reels. But you definitely want to have, I personally like bright colors, things that are going to stop the scroll. If you've done Facebook ads, you know that you need to stop the scroll and you want to get people's attention on what it is that you're creating. So bright titles, logos, you can use a discount code if you want to, and you can use a lot more text on a pin. People expect a lot more text. So you can definitely use more text and try out a ton of different offers and try out your messaging and see kind of what works. Similar is true for video. You want to have that longer frame. Shorter videos do better with closed captions because you don't have that auto feature of the auto sound is not going to be on, similar to how it is for Instagram. And you want to have good calls to action and all that good stuff. So definitely want to make sure that your images and videos are sized correctly for Pinterest. And you want to think about what kind of problems are you solving? Because again, with search intention, you really want to make sure that you're solving problems. So you have to change your strategy to think about that plan. And also you want to make sure you have enough budget to test a new channel. So even if you're going to test and you're just going to try and optimize for lead or try and get some more traffic to your blog, etc., you want to make sure you have enough budget ready to where it's going to make a dent enough for you to actually get good data. And this is true on any marketing channel, whether it be Facebook, Google, etc. You want to make sure that you have a solid budget that you can test strategy. So for Pinterest, I really, really like that to be at least $3,000 to $5,000 for a month. And I know that maybe sounds high for some and super low for others. It seems to be a good starting place. And it really depends on what you're optimizing for. So we can make anything work, but I usually recommend that you need to be mentally and emotionally prepared for a 4 to 6 month trial of what it's going to take to actually open a new channel, because search engines require you to build authority. They want, in order to show up higher in search, you have to have other people talking about what you're building. And so it takes time for both organic and paid for you to build authority. But over time, we see some really crazy results. And you also want to make sure your landing pages and things like that are actually created for Pinterest strategy, which is focused more on education and really building up that search intention. And you want to use the type of campaigns that you think are going to be the best option for your brand on Pinterest based on the KPIs, the things that you're trying to measure for your targets. So we have really powerful potential on Pinterest for lower cost per acquisition. So maybe it costs you $40 on Facebook to acquire a new client. Maybe on Pinterest, we can get that number down to $30 or $20, in which case you're going to get 25% more profitability on your ad campaign. So you want to make sure that you know your numbers, you know that Pinterest has a really good long staying power, especially for organic. Things last forever on there and it's so cool. And it's really good high quality search intent based traffic. And then for your ads, you want to choose the type of campaigns and objectives that are going to work for you. And so I'll just drop a snippet in here about what's going on with iOS 14 and 15, because I get asked this question all the time. And believe me, I'm aware of it. I know all about it. We have a lot of different options. Pinterest is a little bit harder to track in general because of this delayed attribution that I mentioned before, where people are seeing an image, they're saving it and coming back later. And so that creates a problem for Google Analytics and some of these last click attribution models. And so we have some custom tracking solutions that we offer to our clients and for some of our tracking purposes that you guys can definitely ask us about if you need help. We recommend that you switch over to server-side tracking, where basically you create your own server that sends back the data from your ads to the pixel, whether it be Pinterest, Facebook, Google, etc. Pinterest does have an enhanced match feature, which basically allows us to track a little bit more data through email, which is really nice, but it's still going to miss a lot of things because not everyone's going to sign up through your email list. We also have some multiple feeds, so we can start kind of tracking and testing different products. There are new metrics that are coming out that are trying to help with some of this attribution and data issues that sometimes we see on all platforms, but really sometimes more heavily on Pinterest. And then of course, if you're in the ad world, you know that creative is king lately. And so our creatives are burning out a lot faster on Pinterest. And so we're having to create more images and do a little bit more on the creative side. All of those things are helping. And in general, we saw a little bit of a dip in July, was about the worst month for tracking, but things came back up pretty quickly. So the only time we didn't is if someone just made no adjustments for the iOS 14 updates, which I highly don't recommend. You have to make adjustments no matter what and make sure that you're in alignment with what's going on and the best campaigns for you. If you want to use brand awareness, we don't use these a lot, but this is the only place that you can track your cost per impressions. So if you're a brand new brand and you want to just focus on getting some brand awareness, you can get really good, high quality, cheap cost per impressions here. Then you also have traffic campaigns. We use these a lot. They're not algorithm based, but they're really good for top of funnel objectives, for testing new creative, for trying out a lot of different things. You have auto bidding options. You can test interests, categories, keywords, all that kind of stuff. App install campaigns. If you have an app installs are a little bit harder on Pinterest. You have to have what's called an MMP partner, which basically allows your app to send back conversion data to Pinterest. But we've done it with success on a couple of different fitness apps that worked really well. You can do retargeting on pretty much any type of ads. So definitely you want to try and test and see what's going to be the best converting for you. And then conversion campaigns, these are more algorithm-based campaigns. They're deeper funnel objectives where you can optimize for lead, purchase, or add to cart, and you're going to get more of that conversion data. And so these are kind of the smarter algorithm-based campaigns where you're looking for conversions there. And then, yay, my favorite is shopping campaigns. This is where you're going to add your feeds inside the actual catalog manager, and you can create a billion different types of catalogs. But shopping campaigns are the only place that you can actually create what are called dynamic retargeting campaigns. So say you see a pair of boots that you love and you're wondering, and maybe you click on it, or maybe you look around at the product info, and then every website you go to from now until December 1st shows you the same pair of boots that you already clicked on and liked. That's the same idea with the shopping campaigns and dynamic retargeting. You can create that inside Pinterest so people will see the same product that they already engaged with, which is very high value. Yeah, and so there's video view campaigns, and there's a bunch of others as well. With shopping campaigns, here's a couple of good examples of some really, really good results. I mean, like crazy results. 21x ROAS for every dollar that we put in. We got $21 back, which is like insanity. And then here's another really good one with a 5x. We usually try and hit anywhere from a minimum of 2 to 3x ROAS. So, and it takes a while sometimes. Sometimes those are harder earned wins. Sometimes they happen right out of the gate, and we get really good low CPAs. This client was profitable at a $55 CPA. So this was like crazy good results. And so there's a lot of great potential for sure. And then you will for sure want to find your ideal audience on Pinterest by solving their problems. And so the interests and searches are a little more broad on Pinterest. So you would want to work with shorter tail keywords, broader search terms, and be more instructional in how to. Those tend to do better. And then you can also definitely target new customers. You can reconnect and retarget your old customers. You can choose different audience types, top of funnel interests, shopping interests, site visitors, pin viewers, and engagers. There's a lot of different types of audiences that you can hit on Pinterest, so you can definitely test. But you want to make sure you have enough budget to thoroughly test each audience. And then, yay, Black Friday! If you're ready for Black Friday and Q4 like I am, so excited. We're already seeing a ton of great numbers, a lot of great search behavior. And because of this sense of urgency, Black Friday is such a really good time. And people are already pre-programmed for this idea to know that there are really good sales that are only going to be available this time of year. So it's a great time to create this sense of urgency. And actually, Black Friday lasts from about September until February last year on Pinterest. So it's a really unique opportunity. You can tell I'm getting so excited because it's a great opportunity for you to create some evergreen long-term strategies that are really going to crush it for your ads long-term. So again, September through February, we have consistent messaging, and you want to make sure your website is updated and all of that kind of stuff. You have longer staying power on Pinterest. It takes longer for ads to warm up. The learning phase in Pinterest is longer than Facebook or Google. You want to have good discount codes that are going to last a longer time, or you want to have specific landing pages, product pages that are set up with those offers. And you want to do a mix of top of funnel engaging and then also heavy retargeting during the holidays. So here's a cool, I modified, actually, let me see if I can show you this graphic here. This came from our Pinterest ads team, which is amazing. We have really good reps. And so the goal is really to be the next idea for the holiday. So you want 97% of searches, again, are unbranded, and people are looking for products that they want to spend between Black Friday, Cyber Monday on the holidays. So don't be late. 45% of purchasers have already purchased by Cyber Monday on Pinterest. So you want to make sure that you're getting at a really, really early stage, that you're building your holiday campaigns out. Like we've already started building our campaigns out. You're not too late. We definitely can get it rocking for you. But just know now is the time. There's definitely that urgency. You want to be efficient. You want to make sure that you're trying the new solutions and getting things tested as quickly as possible, making sure that your tags are installed, trying your new feeds, all the things that we would do. This is the graphic that they made and that I modified because we do things a little bit differently. I'm a little bit more aggressive in certain ways during the holidays, but for sure we want to make sure that we're launching and inspiring, introducing our holiday messaging early, making sure that we're getting a ton of really good high quality traffic in the first stages of the funnel. And then we want to really kick it into high gear the beginning of November. And actually we really start even earlier than this. I would probably even move this back about a month, because again, it can take at least a month for new images to get up and running and up and rolling on Pinterest. So you want to make sure that they have plenty of time to get warm, people to get excited and engaged. And then we just really kind of keep it kicked into high gear all the way through January and even into the middle of February. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity on Pinterest. You want to make sure that you're doing all of your general Black Friday maintenance, making sure your product pages are created, tested, your speed testing, your buttons are functioning, your tracking and pixel events, your add to carts are working, your themes are all updated, because this can bump pixels off, especially on Pinterest. So you want to just do all your basic testing. You want to make sure this is a huge thing. And I know you're probably, I don't know if you're anything like me, and you think that pop-ups are, when you go to people's websites, they're annoying, but it doesn't matter. If you're an advertiser, they work. There's zero question that pop-ups work. So you really just need to accept that and start implementing and find a cool pop-up that you like, that you would engage in. That's what I always do for our clients. And make sure that you're creating some kind of a great offer that people are going to want to click on, get them into your funnel, get them in as a lead even, and help with email marketing and keep pushing down the longer steps of the funnel, giving them upsells, creating a sense of urgency to help them purchase right away. And maybe even if pop-ups are not your favorite, you probably have still clicked on one, gotten a discount code, and purchased something on a site. If you're anything like me, I have. I'm always looking for the discount codes. And that's also a really good time to upsell great items and increase that AOV, or average order value. So if you have a $30 product, say for example, that you're giving a discount on, and then you have a $40 product on the back end, then there you go, is a $70 cart value. And that's a really good, easy place to get them engaged and to break that barrier to entry, we call it. So the first time a person purchases with you, you want to break that barrier to entry and build trust with them, so then they know they're going to get the discount that they asked for. They're going to get good quality shipping times. They're going to get emails that are going to remind them, oh, hey, you purchased this and we love to have you in our community, and maybe join our Facebook group. And really get them engaged in the process, so that as you continue to email market and SMS and all these other things, and when they see you on other channels, they have a good experience of your brand. And AKA, you want to have good visible messaging on as many platforms as you're regularly on as well. So your website, product pages, emails, again, SMS, your social media sites, if you have messenger bots, et cetera, making sure that you have good, clear, consistent messaging that is urgent for the holiday season. So that's really, really important and then we also do, of course, heavy cross-channel retargeting. So people have very short attention spans in general, but definitely for the holidays. So you want to make sure that you're giving them something really quickly to engage in, and they expect heavy sale messaging. So you're good to go when it comes to holidays, Q4, sale messaging. You can definitely hit it harder. People are expecting that. You can have a good cross-channel strategy, and you want to make sure that you're building your audience ahead of time, which is why I mentioned on our graph earlier that we're really kind of trying to push the audience growth ahead of time. And then, of course, for advanced strategies for scaling your ads to 4x ROAS and beyond, there are definitely a good amount of skills that you've got to develop, but we can get Pinterest crack-a-lackin' for you. There are a few different things that I usually recommend that you've got to remember as most important skill developments. Number one is patience. This is the hardest one for everyone. I feel like every week I have this conversation with our clients now, like, listen, just be patient. It does take longer. It can take 4 to 6 months sometimes in order to get Pinterest ads rocking to where they're getting the CPAs and the numbers that you're looking at. But man, if you can just withhold and withstand and be patient, those numbers always, always, always pay off. And so it takes longer for creatives to warm up, for ads to warm up, for keywords to warm up. And again, if you've done any type of SEO, you understand that Google doesn't even pick up your organic search for 90 days minimum. And there's nothing you can do about it. I could do 1,000,000 hours of work right now, and no one's going to see any of my stuff until the end of December. There's just nothing really you can do about it. The cool thing with Pinterest is you can build that authority much more quickly with their search. And we have all of these secret techniques and things that we use to help you grab some of that traffic much faster. And so we see things shooting out of the gate 2 and 3 weeks. So really we're a little spoiled with the organic on Pinterest. It does really, really well. And you have to accept this idea that there's going to be delayed attribution. You're going to see an image. People are going to save it. They're going to come back and purchase. You have to make adjustments on your reporting, edit on your ad images, on the way you optimize your ads, all of those things. And you have to remember Facebook or Pinterest is not Facebook, not Google, not Instagram. It's its whole own platform. So you really have to just be patient and kind of treat it as such. And I've never seen someone not be patient and it not work out and have really good results. So just got to be patient. Make sure that you have the skill of getting in your niche market, making sure that your niche is actually hanging out on Pinterest. What are they searching? Getting in front of them correctly. This is a huge problem. I see like almost 100% of accounts don't have their accounting and tech set up correctly. And this causes major problems because if you can't track your ads, then how are you going to know if they're actually working? So this is something that we majorly solve. We have a whole internal tech team to solve this problem. And we also have a graphic design team to create images and content and all that kind of stuff to make sure that you're getting the highest quality Pinterest specific intention search based content. Keyword master plan, learning how to get visible and searched on Pinterest is definitely a unique skill of its own. If you've done any SEO, we do a lot of matching up. That's probably what I would consider one of my biggest strengths is matching up. I call it cross ranks. That's my trademark. Matching up your cross channel keyword strategy between search engines so that you're actually creating content that can get seen on all the different search engines at once. You want to make sure that you're targeting the right audience, that your schedule is on time, that people are actually able to connect with you through your funnel process and that it's more Pinterest specific, that you have a lead generation strategy, that it's more specific for Pinterest audience, that you have things conversion rate optimized, which is always a challenge. But if you have a 5% conversion rate and 10 people land on your site, 2 people are going to purchase. So that's really, really good. If you have a 2.5% conversion rate, that traffic and all that money that you spent to get those 10 people to your site, only half of those are going to convert even at 2.5%. They're really only going to get 1, maybe 2 purchasers. So you really want to make sure that you can optimize. And we have a great list of things that we offer for conversion rate optimization for Pinterest specific audience. And we have custom reporting for analytics and all of that kind of stuff, because you need to make sure that you know what analytics are going to move the needle for your business and what's going to be important. What's important for you may not be important for another brand. So you want to make sure you know that. And of course, the cross-channel tracking issue, we are always trying to solve this. So even if you just need help with tracking, definitely message us. We're happy to help get you some good solutions. I think we're pretty much the only one that I know of in the market that has a good solution. So definitely check it out. Pinterest is always releasing new features, so you want to make sure you're utilizing them. The enhanced match to combat some of this iOS 14-15 stuff. They have automatic bidding. We've got new CBO campaigns or campaign budget optimizations that are helping us distribute the budget a little bit better to the highest performing ads. And we're able to change objectives. And then again, they're releasing new creative options all the time with the idea pins and those kinds of things that are competing more with Instagram stories and reels, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and you can definitely still try your manual budget and your campaign budget optimizations. Definitely you want to test and make sure you're getting all of the different options that you possibly can. So we've seen some crazy results, people getting steady 3x ROAS to start, and then over time really scaling that to 5 and 6x. If you guys want to see some more case studies, you can definitely message me below as well. I've got a million of them. Yeah, and again, we're seeing these numbers in all different markets. These are European markets with the 3x ROAS. This particular brand, we were trying to scale, changing some of their ads up from more of a hair care brand. They were doing really heavily on Facebook and Google, and we were able to get really good. These are like crazy low CPAs for them. They were profitable, I think, at about $34, $36. So yay, anytime you can reduce those numbers, then you're in really, really good shape. And Yeah, lots of different mom and baby brands. I'm obsessed with mom and baby brands because they get really good delayed attribution because of the different pregnancy schedules. So moms, maybe they'll be pregnant for 9 or 10 months and then they're looking for new baby clothes and then maybe they get pregnant again, or they're recommending things to other people. And so things in the mom and baby space last for a really long time and they get really, really good results. So you can definitely see some great results with decent amount of ad spend here over time. Most of these screenshots are either a month or 2 months, showing you just a few averages that we see over time. And then again, we also have what's coming up, if you're interested in learning more about Pinterest ads. Oh, all my slides are flipping really quickly. We have a VIP day training coming up where I'm just going to go through and actually sit down, teach you with live account setup and help, and show you exactly how to set things up, your audiences, your funnels, make sure that you're kind of in really good shape, your image creation, your pixels, do some hot seats, and you'll have recordings available for 6 months if you want to test that out. I'll be doing live Q&A. It's a full day event on October 7th, which is a Thursday. And you'll have access to our accounts, my entire staff, and you can definitely test it out. And you can learn our best practices for what we've seen. We spend over $35 million a year profitably for our clients just on Pinterest, and help access all the answers and Q&As and all the things that you need in order to get solutions. And then you'll also have access to some of our reporting solutions on that. So you can message us below if you want info about the VIP day, or if you want help having us run your ads for you. I totally understand. It's a lot of work. I've actually never offered a VIP day. People ask me to do it all the time and I'm like, I don't know, because I want to make sure and give our clients exclusivity, but there's so much stuff going on, especially with all the iOS updates and everything. I want to make sure and give you guys the best possible chance of having success right now in the advertising world in general. And I do feel like it's the right time to give you a chance to rock it out on Pinterest, because we're still seeing crazy results, even in spite of the iOS updates. Just crazy good ROAS on a variety of different types of marketing. So if this feels like a good next step in your conversion engine, we're definitely happy to help. We've got, again, don't forget to grab your free download. Just message me below and I'll make sure that you have links to everything for your free downloads. And again, if you want to hop on that $1,000 ad credit, you can message us as well. And if you're ready for the VIP day, we would love to have you guys come and check it out with us. And we do consulting, all that kind of stuff. So come and message us. Let us know. Hopefully this was a really, really good and informative training. I know I talked 90 miles an hour, but I wanted to cram a lot of really, really good stuff in for you guys and get you as possibly prepared as I could for Black Friday, and to give you a chance to hop on it in with us if you want more help on VIP days. We'll definitely, I think Alex is still live on this video. Hopefully she can share the link below for you. She's amazing. She's one of our project manager media buyers. So she's helped us do a lot of different things. Pinterest is really, really great. If you have the time, energy, and you're excited about trying it, definitely we want to give you your best possible chance of success. So thanks again for coming. Hope you guys have a really, really awesome day. Good luck crushing your ads on Pinterest for Black Friday Q4, and I can't wait to see you soon.